Ever get the feeling you've been cheated?
Believe me, you got every right to be. But hey, will you just let me explain? This is television, that's all it is. It's nothing to do with people, it's to do with the ratings. For 50 years, we've told them what to eat, what to drink, what to wear. For Christ's sake, Ben, don't you understand? Americans love television. They wean their kids on it. Listen, they love game shows, they love wrestling, they love sports, violence. So what do? We give them what they want. We're number one, Ben.
Late night is not what it once was, where once Johnny Carson was essential viewing and David Letterman continued that fine tradition. All this changed in the 90s with Jon Stewart and to a lesser extent Bill Maher and his now ironically named Politically Incorrect programme. I love both shows, but they are directly responsible for the politically driven late night propaganda we have today. Jon Stewart recently seemed visibly shocked at the monster he had created and how low these shows have fallen. Late night is now unwatchable, and worst of this motley crew is Jimmy Kimmel. Quite an achievement when you're up against the likes of James Corden, Seth Meyers, and the once funny Stephen Colbert. Although The Man Show was a little too frat boy for my taste, I did see a few episodes back in the day and appreciated it for its anti-PC attitude and its appreciation of the female form. I may not consider myself a new wave feminist, but I believe women are the greatest thing to ever walk the earth. I didn't think too much of either host, I was focused on other things. But when you compare Kimmel to Corrolla today, one comes across as genuine and unaffected by the Hollywood bubble, and the other seems to have sold out to an extent we only see in places like North Korea. I will let you decide which is which. Kimmel legitimately looks like a hostage at times, with dead, soulless eyes. If there is a secret Hollywood cabal, I can't imagine the dirt they have on Kimmel for him to shill so heavily for the Democrat media complex. If you want to know what the Democrat talking points are, don't bother with CNN, just watch Kimmel's Late Night. There is something incredibly creepy about Jimmy Kimmel. He literally has no shame. Anyone who has been recorded doing the objectively racist, homophobic, sexist things he has should not be lecturing us on what is virtuous in life. I don't get how this middle-aged white guy gets away with it. For the record, I don't believe Kimmel is any more sexist, racist or homophobic than the next guy. Most of his bad behaviour occurred back when he was occasionally funny. But you have to hold him to the standards the left aspires to. Watching some of these old Man Show clips for research, Kimmel comes across like a sexual predator. He uses techniques that we would refer to today as grooming. This is a little disturbing, with some of the girls being teenagers. No wonder he's doing so well in Hollywood. In most walks of life, his behaviour would get him fired. In Tinseltown, it's taken him to the top. He's now part of the club. Kimmel has been accused of racist behaviour numerous times. Most famously, he used the N-word 6 times in an unearthed audio from the 90s. He has imitated black celebrities in very unflattering ways. This is what is termed as blackface today, and has ended the careers of many conservatives, but not Jimmy. Probably the most serious accusations of racism against Jimmy was Asian hate. He had a skit where children joked about killing everyone in China, much to the amusement of Kimmel. After an online petition that received over 100,000 signatures, Obama's White House was forced to respond by issuing a statement that read, "We cannot force ABC to remove this show because of First Amendment rights. Thank God for the First Amendment and freedom of speech." All of this supposed racism from good old Jimmy was back in his bad old, unreformed days. But for me, his only legitimately racist incident that felt incredibly mean-spirited was his mocking of a female immigrant's accent. This was strangely accepted and even laughed at by the left because it was Melania Trump. During a spat with Fox's Sean Hannity, who had accused Kimmel of racist behaviour, Jimmy responded with a joke that was criticised for being homophobic. Nice going, Jimmy. Jimmy's true colours shine through again and again, and the left continues to give this useful idiot a pass. Jimmy also managed to offend the trans community after a poorly thought out attack on Caitlyn Jenner. This was again quickly forgotten, as Caitlyn is a Republican trans woman. Kimmel has done more than enough to get himself permanently cancelled by the left-wing ideologues, but strangely, a very, very long vacation and ritual humiliation sessions was enough penance from the Church of Woke. It seems they still have use for this Hollywood shill.
Liberal media has to take a little responsibility for that, for scaring the shit out of people. Let's not even get into that, because I know you and your boyfriend, Howard Stern, are very paranoid about this, but it's a little weird.